What's one thing that we haven't talked about today that gets you fired up? You seem like a pretty passionate guy. Could be a business principle, team culture, vision, something we haven't discussed.
Dude, just be real, be authentic. I think authenticity is something that people lack. I think, people are trying to portray this clean image of, whatever business they're in. They think that they need to fit the mold. And the mold is you. The mold is, people are going to gravitate towards you and your company because of the authenticity that you bring. And I think when you can start being yourself and and stop trying to be someone that you are not, or someone that maybe fits the mold of the position that you're trying to cover, that's where mistakes can be made, and people can see that stuff from a mile away. So I think the biggest thing I would say is I'm really big into being authentic, being yourself. And, some people are going to hate you. Some people are going to love you. Just keep it moving, keep going. Because I've seen some really, really interesting business owners that I think could have done very well in life, but they quit at the halfway mark and they never were able to fulfill the business of the true potential of that business. So don't quit, be yourself, and those are the principles that I live by.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Builder's Bible. I'm on with Mike Cesaroni, who is with Horizon HVAC in Rhode Island. Couple things, Mike. I haven't had any guys on from Rhode Island. In fact, that's a first for this podcast, so kudos to you. And then you also have a water company, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yep. Horizon Water Co.
Cool. And then you have a podcast as well, which I'm excited to hear more about. Well, tell us about all the things.
Well, I started a construction company. That was the first company that I started 3 years ago. Before that, I was actually in active addiction. I was a heroin addict for 15 years. Destroyed my life, brought me down a road just full of pain, destruction, and I hurt a lot of people. I hurt my family, and I ruined a lot of relationships. And it got to a point where I knew that I had extreme value that I could provide to the world, to my hometown, to my friends, to my family. And I made the decision to get clean after going to 20 different rehabs. None of that stuff necessarily worked because I wasn't working it afterwards. And then finally, I said enough was enough. I want to be a good role model to my son, to my family. I want a wife. I want kids. I want more kids. I have to make this change because I knew that the sober me, the clean me could make a difference and I could do a lot. So I decided to get clean. That year, I started CES Construction, and in that, during that business, we did well. I was learning a lot about being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. I scaled it to $1.1 million our first year in business. But what I saw with construction was it wasn't a very long-term lucrative play. Like, I know like a lot of construction companies out there right now, general contracting companies that are successful, they're generational. They're going on 2, 3, 4 generations, and they're finally starting to see really big profits. So I wasn't really wanting to put in that kind of work. So I decided to get into something that was more of a need and not a want. Your wife wants a new floor. She wants a new kitchen. She wants a new bathroom. But when it comes down to your heat and your AC, that's something that you'll refinance your house for. So that was more of a need. And when I got into that business, I started part-time with a partner that I ended up actually buying out. We did $600,000 part-time our first 6 months, and we scaled it to $3 million. That was 2 years ago. October 25th of this year will be our 3-year mark.
And whatever you feel comfortable sharing, you don't have to get into like private.
Open book.
Yeah.
Anything.
Where's the business at now?
Right now we're probably on pace to do 5 million this year.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And is it primarily HVAC? Do you guys also do electrical, plumbing, any other add-ons?
It's just HVAC and heating. So heating and cooling. I think I'd eventually like to expand into more of a mechanical all around, electrical and plumbing. Now, mind you, I didn't have any experience coming into this business. I didn't know what HVAC was. I didn't know anything about HVAC when I started this business. But I do know how to build culture. I know how to build teams. I know I can be a leader, and those are the things that you need in order to build a really big team and a good team, a loyal team. So that's I'm really good at surrounding myself with people that are better than me in certain areas, and I'm very self-aware of that.
This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored by Grimes Financial Advisors. You've spent time and energy building a successful business, but here's the question. Do you have a real retirement plan or just a pile of investments? Our friends at Grimes Financial Advisors specialize in helping business owners and families create a clear roadmap for retirement through their proprietary retirement blueprint. Instead of focusing only on investments, they look at the entire picture: income planning, taxes, long-term care, legacy planning, and making sure your money is actually working for the life you want to live. I've gotten to know Dustin personally. One of the things that I respect most about him is he believes every financial decision should fit into a bigger plan. You shouldn't just chase returns. So whether you're 5 years from retirement or simply want a second opinion on your financial strategy, I highly recommend reaching out to Dustin and his team. Visit Grimes Financial Advisors to schedule your consultation and start building your own retirement blueprint.
Tell us about the podcast. It's the Mindset Radio podcast, right?
Correct. Mindset Radio podcast. So the thought behind that podcast was very interesting. I did not want to start it to be a Joe Rogan. I didn't care about getting views. I didn't care about any of that stuff. My main purpose for starting that podcast was to meet people in Rhode Island and Massachusetts that were at the top of the top, wanted to tell their story, and then I was going to infuse myself into their network, which happened multiple times. So I met some of the richest, most successful people in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, and now I'm really good friends with them all. And, that a lot of deals and a lot of opportunity came from that podcast. And, what we set out for it to be is exactly what happened.
That's fascinating. So it's so interesting to me. When I started this podcast, I had no idea what the heck I was doing. And it quickly became probably the single greatest way to actually grow my network and my business. And I don't know who else I need to tell about podcasting, but how else would I have Tommy Mello's cell phone number if I this, some that kind of stuff doesn't happen unless you start a podcast.
So Tommy Mello's a great guy. I think I have yet to connect with him. He is someone that I am watching closely. I think that what he does is special. I think he's a special individual. I think he's got a talent for really building culture and building businesses. And I'm learning a lot from him. I'd love to get on a call with him. I'd love to just talk to him about certain things. But what I'm doing right now, just Tommy should know that I'm taking a lot of notes from him.
That's cool. Yeah, it's fascinating, Mike. The blue collar space. It's actually inspired me for my virtual assistant business. Um, I noticed that none of the VA staffing companies, like, we don't talk to each other, and all the pest control guys mastermind, all the HVAC guys mastermind. They all share ideas. Like, no one's intimidated by each other. They're doing shop tours. They're inviting their competitors to their shop. I'm like, why
Yeah,
are we talking? Like, the VA companies, we're not talking about
yeah,
like best practices and things like that. So it kind of inspired me to, I need to start a mastermind for a virtual assistant staffing company. So I've started to move in that direction. It's just like, why wouldn't you do something like that? It makes total sense. And I love that. That's why I love the blue collar space. There's such an open culture of sharing. I think there's such an opportunity in the next 5-10 years to create generational wealth for your family. And there's such a great like thrust towards like doing the right thing, getting better, self-improvement, improving your marriage, being a better dad, like stuff like that is all part and parcel of the blue collar space, you know?
100%. You couldn't have said it better, man. All of that stuff outside of work determines the person that you are inside of work as a leader, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, and being a good father, a good husband, a good role model, a good friend, doing the right thing, saying doing what you say you're going to do. Those are all things that separate a really good business and a really good entrepreneur from just a shitbag.
This podcast is sponsored by Action Coaching. If you're a home service business owner, ask yourself this: are you constantly chasing new leads or just keeping the business growing? Ben Jordan built a $100 million plumbing and HVAC company. Inside the Action Group, he teaches contractors how to create recurring revenue, strengthen leadership, improve sales, and build systems that reduce the owner's day-to-day involvement. Members get weekly coaching, practical templates, proven scripts, and strategies designed specifically for home service businesses. If you want to get out of the truck, build something that runs without you and creates real wealth, check out the Action Group on Skool and book your free consulting call.
What's going really well with your business right now? And then what's a big challenge you guys are facing?
Well, I'll start with the challenge first. I think, grooming our guys in-house is very challenging. I think that is one of the necessities in growing a business to a large scale. I think once every 6 months, you get a unicorn that walks in your door that really knows everything and can fill a position that you're looking for. Other than that, it's up to you to really build them in-house. So right now we're bringing on apprentices that want to be in the trade, that want to learn the trade, that are young, hungry, and we are training them in-house to grow with the company. I think something that we're doing really well with right now is, the networking and the amount of jobs that we're doing with that are really perfect. The customers are having a really good experience. Our customer service is like no other, and we really try to make that a point. I have two people on the phones at all times taking care of customers and doing customer service. We have a team inside of the office that caters to all of these jobs. We have project managers for each jobs. We're really trying to dial in the systems, the SOPs, and we're doing a good job with that. Could there be improvement? Sure. Every single day there needs to be improvement. And I think 6 months from now, if you look back and you're at the same exact spot that you were 6 months from that, you're doing something wrong. I think
Yeah.
every 6 months you should be growing as an owner, as a business, as a person. And the one really good thing that we're doing well is customer service and really just catering to our customers.
Yeah. How are you integrating AI into your business?
So I build agents for practically everything that is needed. So I have a CFO agent. Sorry about that. I have a CFO agent. I have a marketing agent. I'm in a real estate. I buy land and develop when I can. I have 3 family units. I have an agent that's searches land for me every day and gives me a full report on the land and who to contact and the specs of that land. We have a price book agent. We have an estimation agent. We have a blueprint agent. I'm huge into VSC coding. I go in depth with AI. I don't use it as a surface platform, and I try to talk about that in the roundtable. I have a community of entrepreneurs and business owners that is part of this Skool community that I'm building, which is my life right now. I think it's the single most exciting thing that I'm doing. And in there, I teach how to build out agents and how to integrate AI, not just use it as a chatbot.
Yeah, I love that. Talk about the school community for a second. That's interesting. So, who's your target audience for the school community?
So any blue collar business owner, or if you want to be a blue collar business owner, we handle the marketing, we run ads, we handle the day to day. We can set up their SOPs, CRMs. I think a lot of business owners, man, it was really surprising to me that guys have been in business for 2 to 3 years and they didn't even know what a CRM was. So when I started hearing about that, it blew my mind, and I know that there's so many. Can I swear on here?
Yeah.
I know that there's so many fucking frauds out there. It really, really bothers me. And I was taken advantage of when I first started in business. I gave money to the wrong people. And I said, you know what? We're going to create one of the best communities on the internet. We're going to be fully transparent. I'm going to work with them 3 times a week for an hour each. We have guest speakers. Last night, we had one of the best CFOs in the country. He gave amazing advice of what to do with your money, what you should be doing, how to track your KPIs. Last week, we had somebody that sold their company for $15 million. And then we just go through the day-to-day lessons on being, turning that operator to an owner lifestyle. So we have 16 modules. In each module, there's about 20 videos, and I'm pouring my life into this thing, man. I want to give as much value as possible.
That's so cool. What's one thing that we haven't talked about today that gets you fired up? You seem like a pretty passionate guy. Could be a business principle, team culture, vision, something we haven't discussed?
Dude, just be real, be authentic. I think authenticity is something that people lack. I think, people are trying to portray this clean image of, whatever business they're in. They think that they need to fit the mold, and the mold is you. The mold is, people are going to gravitate towards you and your company because of the authenticity that you bring. And I think when you can start being yourself and stop trying to be someone that you're not, or someone that maybe fits the mold of the position that you're trying to cover, that's where mistakes can be made, and people can see that stuff from a mile away. So I think the biggest thing I would say is I'm really big into being authentic, being yourself. And some people are going to hate you, some people are going to love you. Just keep it moving, keep going. Cause, I've seen some really, really, interesting business owners that I think could have done very well in life, but they quit at the halfway mark, and they never were able to fulfill the business of the true potential of that business. So don't quit, be yourself. And, those are the principles that I live by.
3 feet from gold, man. You might be right there.
I love that. That's one of my favorite images, man. Yeah.
Keep digging, dude. You might be about to hit that jackpot. I love it.
Yeah.
Mike, where can people go to learn more about all the things, your podcast, Horizon, the school community?
Yep. So just Mike Cesaroni on all platforms. You can find me on YouTube, Mindset Radio Podcast, and the community is called The Roundtable. The link is in my bio on Instagram. Pretty simple. Just put in Mike Cesaroni. You should be able to find all my stuff.
I love it, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks for having me.